All right. Hello. Welcome. First off, this is going to be new to me, so I apologize if I'm still getting used to talking to a camera in front of me. In any case, my name is Harley. I am a composer, filmmaker. I've worked on a lot of different projects over the last, I'd say 10, maybe a little bit plus years. I started my art music career back basically my first year of college. I started as a mechanical engineer and quickly realized that was not for me at all. So, I went more into the graphic design, marketing, film, photography sort of direction in college. So, in any case, I am doing this YouTube series for a bunch of different reasons, and specifically, I want to take this video to outline everything that I'm doing, the reasons why I'm doing it, my decision-making process throughout, all sorts of things, okay? First off, I want to break down Mary's Quilt Records a little bit. I am a co-owner. It's an artist-run record label, so I run it with two others, and we've got a handful of people that are on the record label. We kind of call it an art collective about half the time as well. Essentially, it's a group of artists that have not been super successful so far, which is fair. Most of us aren't, even really talented artists and artists that are starting out. Almost none of us have made any money doing what we do. We do it because we love to do it, and I truly believe that many of us, all of us on the label, make some really cool art and music. We're an inclusive art record label, in that we basically will invite anyone that we run into that we think is super passionate about what they do, and just want to be kind of a part of a community where you can share what you have. You can get some feedback if you'd like it. If you need some pointers on how do I do a release, and how do I, master specific things. Even though many of us are doing this in our free time outside of the 9-to-5 jobs that we work every day, we might be able to give some perspective on how we've done it in the past. Specifically for this video series, we at Mary's Quilt, we started doing a podcast called Conception Mechanism. We started this a couple of years ago. We only made one episode. We had these big grandiose ideas on how to that we were going to interview all sorts of independent artists and talk about their process, and where they get inspiration from, and who they're making music with, and all sorts of stuff. We only made one episode. We interviewed Tim Cherrick, who's one of the founders of Mary's Quilt as well. He has recently had a lot of success in his medium in painting, so we got some to see kind of a snapshot of how his process is going. Again, that was a couple of years ago, so he's seen even more since then. In any case, Cody Rosebrook is one of the other co-founders of Mary's Quilt Records. He's been doing his own thing for a while. We're all artists that are just trying to make and get our stuff out there, essentially. In any case, what this I keep getting on tangents. That's another thing. I'm going to go on tangents a lot. I apologize. I'm going to try and make it brief. This series is meant to, first off, help myself stay accountable on release specific things. I know that because I work a typical job, I don't have that much free time outside of that job, and whatever free time I have, usually, it's social. So my partner and I, Kelsey, have a couple of big friend groups outside of what we do for work. So, when it comes to, hey, I feel like I should be working on this specific project for music, or, maybe I'm helping with a film, which I, did 9 months ago. I helped with a short film for some kids in college over in Britain, I believe. in any case, it's like so little time is available for me to work on this, so it's going to help me stay accountable with having a structured release pattern for these videos, so that I'm helping myself get music out there and get art out there as best I can. So in any case, what I'll be doing in this video series is showing what my process looks like, right? So there's going to be videos completely dedicated to, hey, I feel like writing today, right? I'm going to go through my process of writing a song, writing a piece, whatever I come up with, how I come up with those things, how I use Cubase, which is my typical platform that I use. I might use it completely wrong. I might do things that are completely out of the box and like not what someone would typically do if they were trying to write music. I'll preface that by saying I am not classically trained musician. Apologize, my dogs are going crazy. I'm not a classically trained musician, so I don't know scales. I don't know how to classically play a guitar, even though you see 6 behind me. Either do I know how to play piano or recognize what notes are. I learned how to play music and how to write music by putting my hands on an instrument and playing what sounded good to me. And that seemed to have worked so far. I'm not saying that, learning music theory is terrible. In fact, I've been considering coming back to those things, even though I've been doing this for 10 years, right? I think those things can give really helpful perspective on how to write new material and like how to come up with cool new ideas, right? But so far, just so that I'm transparent and hopefully this is approachable to new artists that are newer to this process and maybe a little bit freaked out in starting and like knowing I grew up a perfectionist, so like trying to put my brain outside of that thought process and force myself not to be a perfectionist when writing and performing and coming up with music has just been such a godsend for me, like so helpful. So maybe that'll give some new perspective for people that have done it a really specific way themselves, to maybe see like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool. This is a different way to do things, right? Maybe it's informative. Maybe it's just an interesting thing to see someone do. Either way, I hope it's interesting. But at the very minimum, it's for me to be able to process, come back to, and archive. Hey, what am I doing? How am I working on things? How am I staying accountable for myself? I'm going to try to get something out every week. That's a very lofty goal. So you may not see me for a couple of weeks and then I'll pop up and say, okay, great, I've got another video. Because again, things get busy. Okay. I will say I'm going to try to keep these videos as unedited as possible. And the reason I say that is because I want it to seem like it's more transparent. I watch a lot of YouTube videos where, and I'm not trying to call specific people out. Certainly everyone does this, where there's editing marks and it's like, okay, that sounded weird. Let me do a different take. Let me try it again, blah, blah, blah. Mine are going to be a little less scripted. Obviously, I have a little bit of a note section that I'm going off of here, but when I'm recording, when I'm writing something new, maybe I'm doing a live stream where I'm trying to learn how to play live, which I'm still trying to do. I want those things to be unedited to the best of my ability so that you're not missing something if I'm doing a specific process that you might find interesting to see. Okay. Besides that, I believe if I'm able to, in the next video that I release, I'm going to come out with a content tree, essentially. How and what am I going to come out with? Is it going to be X, Y, and Z? Just so that everyone's aware, as well as, that's the little bit of scripting that I know will occur. So in any case, I'm excited to have all of you join me while I kind of do this new process for myself. Hopefully get Mary's Quill out there a little bit. Hopefully get Pre-Kinetic Blueprint out there a little bit. That's my artist, composer name. And maybe the other artists on Mary's Quill Records as well. So, which you'll can certainly see those people. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Have a good week.